Hey, silly girlies. I know, don't mind this because I took off my nails. I had to redo them. Oh my goodness. And at the same time, my hair is a mess. I know. It's not detangled. I just had a conversation with my mom, and we were laughing and we were joking because apparently I am a terrible driver. And there's nothing funny about that. But at the same time, it is kind of funny because I had this comment from one of my coworkers from a past job, and it stays with me to this day. To this day. What comment was that? Well, she goes, Vanessa, you walk the way I think you drive. What in tarnation? What in God's name does that mean? And then I really had to reflect, because I'm a thinker. I'm a yapper and a thinker. I had to reflect and think, how do I walk? I have flat feet. Some of y'all know where I'm going. But gravity and my feet don't get along, okay? I feel like if I have to pick up my feet, I really feel like I'm going up a mountain. I really feel like I'm carrying a gallon of water on my back, okay? And I'm taking it to my tribe in, I don't know, in Sudan. I don't know. I truthfully feel like every single time I pick up my feet, I am climbing up a mountain, okay? Because they're really, really flat feet. I'd show them to you, but it's not for free, okay? And I walk like a penguin. You can hear me from a mile away, and I didn't think it was that bad until my mom, the original slider of feet, we slide her feet, me and my mom, she said that it's worse than hers, and that's crazy talk. That really is crazy, because the definition of standing upon like the shoulders of giants, she's got some big shoes to fill, no pun intended, and you can hear her a block away. So if you can hear me a mile away, there's some problems. It's just comfier to slide as I go than carry it like freaking David and Goliath, like fee-fi-fo. You know what I mean? I feel like a giant every single time I pick up my feet, because I feel like I'm going against like a PSI of 40, I don't know, something science related, of gravity every single time. It feels like there's atoms fighting against my pull towards the earth, like every single time. And so we were talking about my driving, and that comment was said to me about 3 years ago. It lives in my brain every single day. It haunts the back of my consciousness when I sleep. It is within my temple, okay? As my frontal lobe forms, it is in the nooks and cranny of my mind, okay? That's how deeply immersed it is into my conscious, okay? When I'm 90 years old, I will probably still have that thought. Okay? Remember that. Remember. So, I was just talking about that with my mom, because I have a trip for something. I have a trip that I was just thinking, like, should I take a train? Should I take my car? And it's really not a far drive. It's like 5 hours. But every single person I talked about, they're like, oh, you should probably fly. Oh, you should probably take the train. And I'm just like, guys, I can drive. And they're like, 5 hours? It's really not that bad, okay? You must know. I am a late bloomer on a lot of things. But in driving, it took me a while to get my license. That's because I quite literally couldn't take classes until I was like 17. all my other siblings went to driving school, and I didn't go to driving school because my parents, my dad was frickin' controlling, okay? African, mind you, African, yeah. Just think of patriarchal and that was kind of it. So I'm like a year behind, a year and a half behind. And then my mom, she didn't really want to teach me, or when she did teach me, I was stressing her out because I was a beginner and I had to do a lot of things by myself, which you can only do from so many self-help videos on YouTube, okay? That is my side of the story. And I did really well because I used the driver app in which I passed my state's permit test. And so I did that by myself, did the written test. I wouldn't have had to take it, okay, if I had went to driving school. But no, my parents refused to pay for my driving school. So that's part of the reason, right? So I didn't start learning until I was 17 or so, and I was already super self-conscious, especially because all of my siblings were getting their driver's license before me, and there was just a running joke that I would get my license before like my youngest siblings. That's like how anxiety inducing it was. But I finally did it. It took me a few years. I think I got my license when I was 19. I know, but it's been like 6 years and I don't regret it. But there is a running joke that I am not the best driver. And I would say it's unfounded, but the many times I've reversed into a car, not like on purpose, just like a little love tap, is less than 5 but more than 2. So I don't know. And also, every single time I think about that comment, like, you walk the way I think you drive, I can't even be mad because that was so brilliantly said. It was so creative. It was such a creative burn that I'm like, you could be a poet. Okay, Edgar Allan Poe.